Hi guys, it is Kate coming with a Friday Reads, and I thought definitely, Victober, Friday the 13th, I have some really I feel kind of gritty Friday the 13th appropriate Victober Reads. So I am having a good problem, and that is I'm just divided between so many Victorian things that I want to read right now. So it's a good problem, but I have several buddy reads, 3 starting on Monday, along with, I was planning to start John Halifax, A Gentleman then. So I really need to kick butt this weekend with my reading, and if I do, then that will just make next week easier to get through all of those. But I'm having such a great time. I think this Victober is turning out to be just as wonderful as last year's, if not more. So the books that I am reading, I started as a buddy read with Bree Hill and Lauren from Burnt Fiction, A Dark Night's Work by Elizabeth Gaskell, because Katie from Books and Things, it is your fault. She just made it sound so good and ranked it above Ruth and Sylvia's Lovers. So I was like, all right, I need to give this novella a try. And as you can guess from the title, it is definitely darker feeling than Elizabeth Gaskell's other works. But so fun. So yeah, I think I'll be able to finish that up. It's around 200 pages. So it is nice, getting to read her work, but not having to commit to a full-length book when I'm wanting to fit in a bunch of other stuff. Then another novella that I'm reading is The Distracted Preacher by Thomas Hardy, and this could not feel more different from Far From the Madding Crowd. It's very, very lighthearted, although, I don't know, there might be some sinister undertones that I haven't picked up on yet. But I started the audiobook of that because I just thought, why not? And I think the audiobook is around 3.5 hours. But the guy who narrates reads very slowly, so I am listening to it slightly sped up. But it's just very fun, and it's this preacher comes to a town to be the interim pastor and stays in a house and sort of becomes enamored with the landlady, but there's secret things happening and just everything is not as it seems. Yes, so really enjoying it, and yeah, it's a lot of fun, especially in audiobook format. His novels, most of them I think I would want to have a physical copy handy to underline beautiful writing. But since this is a novella and it just feels much more lighthearted, the writing isn't quite as whimsical and just pastoral as his normal writing is. So for the purpose of doing an audiobook, it's really fun. Next on the list, and one I'm very excited to share with you all, is A Welsh Witch. This is by Alan Rain, who is a Welsh author. I heard about on Twitter, I can't remember who, but somebody told me about Hano Publishers, and I wrote to them, and they were so lovely and sent me several books. So next week, I will be doing a whole video about Hano Publishers. I'm really excited about reading more Welsh literature in general, but this month, Victorian Welsh literature. And so A Welsh Witch is about this really small town on the seaside, and Catrin is kind of the town scapegoat, and nobody really understands her, so they've just decided that she is a witch. So yeah, it's just very, very Victorian feeling. I was a little nervous going in because the only other Welsh book I have read was How Green Was My Valley, and the dialect in that was really hard for me to get past. So when I picked this up, I got really worried about the dialect. How was I gonna cope with the dialect? So I read about 20 pages and then I put it down. And then the next day I picked it up again and I just blasted through 30 pages in 45 minutes or something. It was really a quick amount of time. So I think I just had to get used to it. But also, How Green Was My Valley is not a Victorian novel. Out of classics, Victorian literature are my comfort spot. So I was very excited that I then was able to get more into this. And there are some passages that are just beautiful, beautiful, exquisite passages about Catrin and her connection with nature. And so I'm very excited about this. So I am going to try to finish this weekend. If I don't, I'll try to squeeze it in, you know, the rest of the month, but ideally, because I really do want to finish it this month, I would like to finish it then. So yeah, I'm very excited about this, especially since it's like a lesser known Victorian author. Next on the list, one that I am absolutely loving. I can't believe how much I've loved it. And that is Lady Audley's Secret by Mary Elizabeth Braddon. I think I am now officially hooked on the Victorian sensation novel, and more about Mary Elizabeth Braddon to come later in a video in the month. And this is about Lady Audley, who has a secret, hence the title. And this is one that I actually think fairly early on, just a couple chapters in, I guessed her secret, but it has not deterred my enjoyment at all. I know I heard someone say that it made them not enjoy it as much, but me, I think the writing is just so skillful, and there's such an ominous atmosphere and just this sense of impending dread, and just it's so over the top with kind of the like romantic weather and the seasons and all of that. I am just absolutely adoring her writing. I can't put this down, and it's so fun because I'm doing this as a buddy read with Bree from Bree Hill and Kate from the novel Nomad, and we are all just absolutely loving this. So this is one that has been just an unexpected delight. I think for a long time I had no interest whatsoever in reading this, and now that I've picked it up, I'm so glad, because Mary Elizabeth Braddon has quite the catalog of books. And yeah, so I am 241 pages in, and it's around 450 pages, so that's about 200 pages left. Hoping to finish this up by Sunday. We've been doing around 6 chapters a day. It's been working out great, and the writing, it's just such a, this is like, to me, such a great example of why I love Victorian literature, because it really has fast-moving, exciting plot that thrillers do, but the writing is so exquisite and so much better than like Girl on the Train, you know, all of the newer thrillers. This writing, you just like, it's hands down. It's not even a competition. This writing is just great. So yes, thoroughly enjoying this. And then one that has been slow burning, but I'm still definitely enjoying, and that is Uncle Silas by J. Sheridan Le Fanu. I think I read about 10 more chapters this week, but I've just been so distracted with other ones. So I am now, I'm reading it on my phone, and I think it said I'm like 63% of the way through. So hopefully if I can just really focus, that's typically when I wake up in the morning, that's when I read it. So hopefully I can just be really dedicated and focused and get through it. Then let's see, I wrote them all down so I wouldn't forget any, because I'm quite divided. Next, another one that I'm slowly but surely making my way through is The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. I honestly would not mind binging this entire book. Like, I am so excited to get to this every day. There is a Goodreads discussion, and in addition to that, Hillary from Your Robot Friend and I are discussing it, and it's so much fun. So I honestly have been surprised also at just how quickly I got into this and how invested I am in this story. So let's see, I am around 230 pages into it, and it is around 600 pages. So yeah, I'm about a third of the way through. Yeah, really enjoying this, and I think I'll keep doing this at the pace that I am doing it. And you know, if I want to speed up, I can, but for now I'm enjoying having just a little like nugget every day. And so that has now, you know, Mary Elizabeth Braddon, Wilkie Collins, Victorian sensation novels. So now I have the sensation novel bug. And tomorrow I am doing a really long, not really long, but for me, a long time in the car drive, and just by myself. So that means I can do an audiobook uninterrupted. So I think I am going to cram in another book, and that is The Haunted Hotel by Wilkie Collins. And it's just basically this like creepy place that a man comes to stay, and there's all these secrets and just crazy goings on happening. There might be supernatural stuff. I'm not sure because I haven't read it, but I saw it on Hoopla, and it's around 6 hours long. And so chances are I can listen to it sped up, and it would just be so fun in October to be able to fit this in. So I think I'm going to do it. I should be, you know, maybe spending audiobook time on other things, but this is one that, like, I had room to download on my phone, and I might as well treat myself if I'm going to do the long drive and, like, make it purposeful. I'm very excited about that. And then one more novella I am trying to fit in is Moorland Cottage by Elizabeth Gaskell. And the reason specifically I would like to fit this in is that next week, myself and Lucy and Ange and Katie, you know, the hosts of Booktober, along with Marissa from Blatantly Bookish, are going to be buddy reading The Mill on the Floss, and by George Eliot. And Katie said that apparently George Eliot had Moorland Cottage by Elizabeth Gaskell as her inspiration for writing The Mill on the Floss. So I kind of want to fit it in beforehand. We'll see what happens. Yes. So those are all of the books that I'm reading. I'm really, honestly, it's like such a good problem to have. I'm just loving everything. Hopefully, you know, I can really focus this weekend and the free time that I do have to read and just sit and like blast through a bunch, because I'm loving it all and I want to have time to read it all. So yes, so many books, so little time. So let me know what you are reading on this Friday the 13th, if you're reading anything sort of creepy, and if you're having a good Booktober, if you are participating, and I will see you guys for another video soon. Bye.